Horrified girlfriend makes a discovery Horrified girlfriend makes a
2017. The Baltimore County Police Department received a 911 call from a woman requesting a wellness check for her boyfriend. Dispatch promptly directed officers to his address.
1808 East Pratt, 1808 East Pratt, first floor.
It's okay, little man. Take your time. Stop calling me those names. I'm not your little pup, your little man, your little boy. Shut up.
Years of age. Has not been heard of since Monday night. His car has not moved either. Have a check the well-being when you're ready.
John Hickey, a volunteer fighter and EMT.
Oh, that is an unfortunate name.
At the Woodlawn Fire Department, had recently moved to 1808 East Pratt Street in the Upper Fells Point neighborhood in Baltimore, Maryland. Officers arrived at the residence and were met by the woman who had requested the wellness check, John's girlfriend, Jennifer McKay. She last saw him 2 days ago, and after not hearing from him since, she visited the apartment to check up on him.
Facebook message him, I've called, I've texted.
And you obviously posted to be like, hey, are you around?
Yeah.
His car was in the same spot as when she had left. Also, his front door was locked, so she couldn't get inside to see if he was okay. All things considered, she decided to call 911. Since the front door was locked, the police contacted the landlord, who agreed to open it for them.
The landlord said that he'd
Dude, I just realized we're watching the dude who does the... You know, he does like the fucking mouth sounds, man. The dude who gets way too close to the microphone. At least we know he's a person. That's the only reason at least we know he's a person.
open the door. So we'll just see what we see.
But before he arrived, they were able to gain access through an unlocked back door.
You see what I mean? He's guzzling down the microphone. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. It's cool. I'm fine with it. At least he's a person.
There is a rear door open.
They made their way down a dark hallway.
Don't touch anything.
And then into John's dimly lit apartment. As they moved into the living room, they were met with a tragic scene. John's lifeless body was laying on the couch.
Oh,
he was on his back with his arms.
That's literally the most inappropriate and worst time to burp. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry, John Hickey. I'm sorry to the friends and family of John Hickey for disgracing that.
Folded, wearing a t-shirt and shorts, and his slippers were neatly placed by the couch. A single gunshot was directly in the middle of his forehead, with no other signs of physical trauma.
That's personal. That's a personal fucking death right
It
there. That's a
appeared that
personal
John
kill.
may have been shot while sleeping. While checking the rest of the apartment, police found that John's bedroom...
Why did you have to point it out? I feel like if I didn't point it out that it was disrespectful to burp right there, then there would be a Reddit post that's like a huge essay long about how I'm a horrible human and I disgrace the dead and I'm a disgusting person with like a big nose and big cock. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to deal with that shit.
Room appeared to have been ransacked. The bed was out of place and several dresser drawers were opened. It seemed like a robbery had taken place, but despite the disarray, John's expensive photography gear, his cell phone, and other valuables remained untouched. The officers wondered if the attacker staged the scene to look like a robbery in order to throw off the investigators. Also, the bedroom window was found slightly open, possibly a point of entry for the attacker. And on the window ledge was a travel passport belonging to a man named Brandon. Was Brandon the attacker, and did he clumsily leave behind this crucial piece of evidence? These questions would have to wait as investigators continued their inspection of the property. They believed that the attacker entered through the window and exited through the back door, so they went out back to search for more clues outside. There, they discovered 4 cameras, one in the alleyway behind John's apartment, conveniently pointed at his rear door, one along the side of his house, and 2 in the front. Authorities immediately requested a search warrant to access this footage, but they would have to wait for it to be processed.
Man, we're gonna have the medics come in order to resolve this situation. Hopefully, we're gonna need your help. We're gonna need you to stick around.
No, it's his horrified girlfriend. Okay, so maybe it's not her.
Okay.
They asked Jennifer if she knew anybody who would want to harm John. She had no clue, but thanks to the passport that was found in John's bedroom, the detectives already had a lead, Brandon. After processing the crime scene, detectives located Brandon and brought him into the station for questioning.
You have a passport.
Yep.
Do you know what happened to your passport?
Brandon acknowledged losing his passport somewhere, but claimed he suffered from memory loss due to a traumatic injury from a motorcycle accident.
Literally, I broke every single bone in my body. All my ribs, both my legs.
God damn.
Both my arms.
Chat, this is why you don't, this is why you, this is why I'm hot. This is why you, wear, it's,
neck, brain injury. So I literally like died on the scene 3 times.
Brandon also denied knowing John Hickey at all. Investigators couldn't help but wonder, was Brandon's memory loss genuine, or was he hiding something more sinister? Regardless, this interview wasn't getting them anywhere. Brandon was free to go, but the detectives kept him on their radar while they continued the investigation. Hoping to uncover more leads, they brought Jennifer McKay to the station for an interview.
I appreciate you coming. What's going on? I don't know how it's connected.
Jennifer, still coming to terms with the shocking news, began by describing the nature of their short-lived relationship. According to Jennifer, she and John had met through an online dating app about 6 weeks prior and quickly hit it off.
We went to watch a hockey game.
oh, they're okay, Canadian.
Kind of seen each other.
I heard the announcer, the YouTuber does not have to do with this case. What does the YouTuber have a Canadian accident in hockey have to do with the situation? Dude, I think I broke something in my brain. Like one of the cogs in my brain, like there's something stuck in there. You know what I mean? Like whatever, like it's like a fucking nut or something, just a ding, ding, ding. And then it gets like lodged in one of the cogs and it's going like that's what's happening in my brain right now. Yeah, I need a mechanic. Like I don't know what's going on.
Nothing wrong with every day since then.
Jennifer told detectives that their relationship was off to a great start. John had just been accepted into the Baltimore Fire Academy.
It's just old. It's not fucking old age. Shut up. Watch the video. Stop pausing.
Time firefighter. With this promotion, things were looking up for this new couple. They had even started planning their future together. Later in the interview, Jennifer revealed a series of events leading up to John's murder that may have been related. Of this, there was an incident in which the brakes on John's vehicle had been tampered with.
What the
John
fuck?
knows cars. He immediately, when he started his car, put the foot on the brake and knew there was no pressure and knew there was a problem.
And finally, 1 week before his death, John returned home to find his dog, a border collie named Chance. Chance
What?
had no medical issues leading.
What the fuck? Bro, that's the worst crime in the video. Are you kidding me? The dog? What did the dog do? That is so fucked.
Up to this, so John suspected that
What a
Chance was
monster.
somehow poisoned. The detectives wondered if Brandon was responsible for these incidents.
Do you know anyone named Brandon?
No. I mean, I know people named Brandon,
I'm
but
saying like associated with John. Right?
no. Not at all.
Although she didn't know Brandon, a new name was introduced while describing the events leading up to the 911 call. Right before calling 911, she had reached out to her friend Daniel Green for advice on how to handle the situation. Together, they decided that the best decision was to call the police.
Name.
Oh no, it's dude. He probably is free. Captain Whittle, thank you so much for 5 months. He probably is friends with her and has been friend zoned for a long time. And then she goes on a date with the dude. And he don't like that. Not one bit. So he decides he's going to take matters into his own hand.
Yes.
Daniel Green.
I bet that's what's
Talk
happening.
to him today?
I did talk to him.
With her?
I've been talking to him since all this has been going on.
How long have you known,
Stop. Chat, it's a voice crack. Men do it sometimes. Like very beefy, strong, like 10-inch men have voice cracks. All right? Grow up. Get mature. Like Jesus Christ.
Daniel?
From Pilesville, Maryland.
They're
about 50
fucking
miles.
childhood friends. Oh no. Yep, we already know. Like we already know who it is. We already know who it is.
Miles north of Baltimore. Him and his wife, who is also named Jennifer, have been together since 2006 and have 2 children. Daniel also happened to be a firefighter for 15 years before a serious injury on the job in 2009. While fighting a fire, he inhaled hazardous gases, severely damaging his lungs.
Oof.
The long-lasting effects of this injury only got worse as time went on, so in 2013, Daniel medically retired. While Daniel now seemed like a simple family man, Jennifer McKay revealed that the two once had an affair.
How long were you guys together? You and Daniel?
No! All right, well, yeah, we know. We know who it is. We know who it is.
Like, officially, 2 years. There's about another 2 or 3 years where it was, I'll be honest, it was a straight affair.
She said that she started dating Daniel Green back in 2012, 4 years before meeting John. She claimed that at the beginning of their relationship,
Wow.
she was unaware that he was a married man with children.
I thought he was still.
Apparently, Daniel had made her believe that he was separated from his wife, even going as far as providing fake divorce documents. His wife
What the fuck?
eventually found out about this affair and contacted Jennifer to inform her that Daniel was still married. Jennifer eventually broke up with him in August of 2017, 3 months
Stop. That don't stop people. Having children is we've noticed that having children is not a deterrent from doing terrible things.
Him jeopardizing that relationship. I don't think he would go to that extreme.
At this time in the interview, the security camera footage monitoring John's apartment had been processed, so the detectives took a break to review it. In the footage from the alleyway behind John's apartment at 1:26 a.m., someone can be seen pacing back and forth, inspecting the area for
Looks fucking terrifying.
nearly an hour. At 2:22 a.m., he opens John's bedroom window and climbs through. 17 minutes later, at 2:39 a.m., the intruder is seen slipping out the back with a gun in his hand. This footage provided a time range for John's time of death, between 2:22 a.m. and 2:39 a.m. on November 29, 2017. But investigators still needed to identify the person in the footage. Unfortunately, the alleyway was dark and the intruder was wearing a hat and an oversized winter jacket, making it difficult to determine their identity. However, the camera did manage to catch a few fleeting glimpses of their face. The detectives compared the intruder's face to the pictures of Daniel Green and were certain that he was the intruder. But this evidence would be even more valuable if those who were close to Daniel could confirm the resemblance. They went back to the interrogation room to show Jennifer McKay what they were dealing with.
I think you were aware that we were looking at the cameras from the house next door. Does it look like anybody?
It looks like Dan.
Oh God.
Why does it look like Dan?
The beard.
Anything else?
The build.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's hard to tell face-wise if it's
Right.
him, but it looks like his stature.
It's AI.
I can see it, yeah.
What time is that on there?
126.
It looks like that.
I mean, from these pictures, yes, I would say this looks like him.
Okay.
Yes.
Nobody's telling you to say one way or the other. We just need to know.
No,
All right.
it looks like him.
With a credible source identifying Daniel Green as the intruder, authorities believed that they had gathered enough evidence to make an arrest. Daniel Green was swiftly located, arrested, and charged with home invasion, use of a handgun in a violent crime, and first-degree murder. They brought Daniel into the interrogation room for an interview. While he waited for the detectives,
Just be like, man, cheats on his wife, tries to get with the girl that he cheated on his wife with, loses his wife, probably loses his children, loses the girl that he cheated on his wife with, and then kills the guy that the girl started dating. What a stand-up guy. What a great guy.
he paced around the room. His body movements bore a striking resemblance to the body movements of the man in the surveillance footage. When the detectives finally arrived, they asked Daniel about his
Very specific choice of words there, buddy. It's a very specific way to describe. It's almost like you're describing what it is and not what it isn't.
But there
he claimed to have been at home.
I think Tuesday and Wednesday I slept with my wife in bed. Okay. At any point did you leave the house? No, sir.
Surprised by Daniel's claim of being home with his family, the police presented him with the alleyway footage. Despite this, Daniel continued to maintain his innocence.
You thought nobody saw you.
It wasn't there, so they couldn't have seen me.
Okay. Alright. So you thought nobody saw you when in fact everybody saw you. In case you haven't
The classic nuh-uh defense.
figured out in
I have seen my fair share of nuh-uh defenses. They work pretty well.
2017,
Uh-huh.
guess what? Everybody has video.
Okay.
Everybody has video. And just so you know, you're on video.
Well, I think that I was at home with my wife, who will account that I was home with her.
Okay.
I think you don't have much to work with, and you're throwing things at the wall at this point.
I just want to understand why.
Dude, that's like the equivalent of saying yeah, you guys got nothing on me. Yeah, you guys can't catch me. That's literally the equivalent of just saying, no, you can't catch me. I did it, but like, you're not going to catch me. That's literally, who the fuck says that? Like, if you're innocent, who the fuck says, yeah, you guys got nothing. You guys got nothing in me.
You killed John Hickey.
I did just kill John Hickey, so it's a moot point.
Then tried to get a reaction out of Daniel, suggesting he was jealous of a new man in Jennifer's life.
Someone else is making her smile. Someone else is making her day, and it's not you.
However, Daniel responded by saying that after realizing what he had put his wife through, he now cherished their relationship more than anything.
Sure, buddy.
My wife
Sure, buddy.
struggle through and never giving up, and it might not be perfect. It's rare to find someone that is that devoted.
Yeah, it's rare to find someone that'll let me cheat on them and then not leave me. What a goddamn piece of shit. Yeah, my wife's great, wonderful woman. You know, she let me cheat on her, let me get away with it, you know. Wonderful woman, you know. That devoted to me. What a psycho.
And that is probably something I need to take into account a lot more.
Clearly, interviewing Daniel wasn't progressing this investigation, so they wrapped up and decided to speak with his wife, Jennifer Green. They began her interview by asking about life with Daniel. She told the detectives about their love story, how they met, their marriage, their kids, and how everything was great until Daniel's work accident in 2009. The resulting lack of work and financial strain began to cause tension on their marriage. 4 months after Daniel's retirement in 2013, Jennifer discovered through phone records that her husband was having an affair with a longtime friend, Jennifer McKay. Around that same time, Daniel secured a new job training military personnel on fire equipment, which required travel to various army bases across the country. His wife claimed that Daniel had been using these business trips as a cover-up to keep seeing Jennifer McKay behind her back. Considering Jennifer Green's bitter feelings about
Business trips.
Daniel's actions, the detectives were hopeful that she would cooperate in bringing him to justice. So, they asked her about the night
been screwed up, but I think my husband loves his wife and kids, and
Oh man, I can't imagine the emotional like turmoil she's gonna go through whenever she finds out, dude. Oh man.
really know how to fix the mess he made.
The detectives decided to challenge this view of Daniel by showing her a close-up of the intruder on the surveillance footage.
If you just get a moment, just take a look.
After looking at the screenshots, Jennifer Green stared blankly at the detectives and ended the interview there.
Okay, thank you very much.
Unable to secure an identification from Jennifer Green, the detectives knew that they needed more evidence to solidify.
Yeah, I think she's in like the denial phase because she definitely knows that that's him, that those pictures are him, but she just doesn't want to like accept that. So she's just like,
their case against Daniel. They continued their investigation and were able to find another security camera near the crime scene. On the night of the murder, a black pickup truck can be seen circling John's block before eventually parking. A man then gets out of the truck and returns to it about an hour later. This black pickup truck matched the one that Daniel was driving when he was arrested, and the timestamps on the video footage aligned perfectly with the security footage from the back of John's apartment. Upon reviewing Daniel's cell phone records, police discovered that the last place his cell phone pinged before the murder was nowhere near his house, but instead at a vacant property in Glen Burnie, just south of Baltimore. Authorities gained access to this property and found food in the fridge, clothes and firefighter uniforms in the closet, and mail directed to Daniel Green, including letters and pictures from Jennifer
dude,
McKay.
how much is this dude hiding from her? Oh my God. This is why I don't understand like how relationships where the guy and the girl are always apart from each other. Like it's different if it's like, oh, you have a job in town, right? You have a job in town. But if they're constantly like going on business trips, going out of town, going on these little vacations without you, like tell you, oh yeah, it's just a little vacation, no big deal. Like that, how are you not picking up on shit? You know what I mean? Like those relationships never last, like ever. That's why I have a really happy relationship, because me and my wife are literally always together. I mean, it wouldn't matter if we were apart, but like you see, like you can't trust someone that is always going somewhere, that would rather go do something else than go hang out with your wife. Like relationship advice, chat. If your significant other would rather hang out with someone else than you, they're probably not right for you. They're just not right for you. You need someone that would rather hang out with you than anyone else. I would rather play games with my wife, hang out with my wife, do stuff with my wife than anyone. Like the amount of times I've dipped on playing games with my friends to play games with my wife is a lot. I prefer playing games with my wife. I prefer hanging out with my wife. On my days off, I hang out with my wife. Every day, I hang out with my wife because we're best friends and we like each other. You know what I mean? Like if you're in a relationship where you don't want to hang out with each other and you don't like each other, you probably aren't going to work out. You probably shouldn't be together.
It appeared that Daniel had been squatting at this residence for several years. And remember how John's brakes were believed to have been tampered with? Daniel's cell phone records placed him in John's vicinity that same weekend. The case against Daniel was getting stronger with each new piece of evidence.
You know what else is stupid? Is like the stereotype of not liking your wife. The stereotype of being whipped. Like it is so... like the society is literally set up in a way to where relationships are meant to not work out, because dudes get in marriages thinking I'm supposed to hate my wife. I'm supposed to complain about my wife all the time. That's just how women are. That's just how it's supposed to be. Like the stereotype of, oh God, I got to get back home to my old lady. You know, I don't want to have to deal with her. Am I right? Like the stereotype of that is the reason why so many relationships are fucked. It's because it's gay to have a good relationship. It's gay to enjoy spending time with your wife. You're a pussy if you actually have fun hanging out with your wife. That like toxic shit is so like normalized in dude culture. Like no wonder relationships never last.
But his trial was repeatedly delayed. Then, in September of 2021, 4 years after John Hickey was murdered,
is it
Daniel's
gay to
wife,
love
Jennifer
your wife?
Green,
I think
suddenly
so.
reached out to the investigators. She admitted that the man in the footage was in fact Daniel, and that Daniel's family had pressured her to say otherwise. She also claimed that after his affair ended, Daniel used her laptop to repeatedly search for information on John and Jennifer McKay.
What
on her
the
laptop,
fuck?
They also found a hidden file titled How to Make Untraceable
What the fuck?
Calls. This change of heart from Jennifer Green was a much-needed breakthrough in the case and provided an abundance of evidence against Daniel. In June of 2023, 5.5 years after John's murder, the long-awaited trial of Daniel Green finally commenced.
That's crazy.
Daniel Green was arrested 5 days after the body of Hickey was found.
The fact that it took 5 years, man. It took 5 years?
Held without
with that
bail
much evidence?
since then. It's been 5.5 years. He is charged in this case with 5 criminal counts, including first-degree murder and home invasion.
The prosecutors presented their case to the court, painting Daniel as a jealous man intent on murder.
Prosecutors say former Prince George's County firefighter Daniel Green murdered Hickey around 2 a.m. on November 29th, 2017, because he was jealous, because Green found out his longtime ex-mistress and Hickey were dating, and he couldn't take it. This is murder in the first degree, hands down. If ever there was premeditation, it's this case. The prosecutor put a surveillance still of the suspect up on the big screen and told jurors, that is Daniel Green. He crawled in that window and shot John Hickey in the head while he was asleep.
Daniel's defense argued that the investigation was botched, highlighting that there were thumbprints on the window that were never analyzed.
So? So what? The fuck does that matter?
Also said that authorities never thoroughly investigated Brandon, and that the owner of the black pickup truck that Daniel was driving when he was arrested claimed that there was no way Daniel had his truck on the night of the murder.
The defense, in its closing arguments, told the jury the state has it wrong. They're twisting the truth, and you deserve better.
God.
They don't have the evidence, not even a bullet, Attorney Warren Brown said. They want you to assume they're counting on that, and that's not right. Brown told the panel, they say he did it. I don't know. He certainly hasn't admitted to me that he did it. If he did, that's between him and God.
In the end, the jury deliberated for 3 hours, and Daniel Green was found guilty.
Just a short time ago, WJZ confirms that Daniel Green has been found guilty on all counts in the murder of local volunteer firefighter John Hickey. Prosecutors say Green killed...
Dude, I didn't even think about the fact that he's also a firefighter. I think that also had to do with it because what's-his-face used to be a firefighter until he got sick. And so he's pissed off that his mistress is with another firefighter. That probably even doubled down the reason why he killed him.
Killed Hickey back in November of 2017.
And he killed his dog, bro. Oh, fucking lock him up for like ever. Bury him alive, bro. The dog. He poisoned the fucking dog.
Former lover.
In February of 2024,
I'll never get
Daniel
over
was
that.
sentenced to life in prison, plus 10 years for home invasion, and an additional 10 years for the firearm charge. He is currently serving his sentence in the Western Correctional Institution in Cumberland, Maryland.
No possibility of parole, correct?
With this case closed, the two Jennifers are rebuilding their lives. Jennifer McKay got married and now has 2 children. She has found happiness and stability in her new family. Meanwhile, Jennifer Green is focusing on her career and personal growth, determined to move forward from the past.
What a horrible fucking person, dude. Damn. What a psycho. There's so many cases of just like relationship shit where a dude has to murder someone or a girl has to murder someone. It's like, goddamn.
Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.